Testing 1, 2, 3.
Alrighty, I call this meeting of Mayor and Board of Commissioners to order at this time. I ask you to stand for the invocation, which will be the Lord's Prayer. And Ash, you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I will.
Lord's Prayer. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
Commissioner Hughes.
Here.
Commissioner Mosher.
Here.
Commissioner Richardson.
Here.
Commissioner West.
Mr. West is here.
Commissioner Stockton.
Here.
Okay, minutes of October 7, 2019, and the workshop of October 28, 2019. You've had the minutes of those in the packet that you was given out. Do I hear a motion we accept these?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion of any kind? If not, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion does carry. Approval now of distributions for the month of October 2019. Jessica.
General Fund, page 1, you'll see $1,500 for Christiansburg Volunteer Fire Department. That's from the annual budget appropriation. $1,000 payable to the City of Sweetwater. That's for the law enforcement account. Page 2 in the general fund, $5,560 to KP Graphics is a portion of the CDBG facade grant, which is reimbursed 100% to the city. A tax payment to Monroe County Clerk and Master, $2,718. They had inadvertently paid the City of Sweetwater, and they should have paid Monroe County Clerk and Master. So we accepted what was ours due and payable, and then cut a check for the remaining balance to Clerk and Master on that. Department of Finance, $9,975. That's our required contribution for the county planner position. Further down that page, $2,000 to the Kiwanis Christmas Club, Sweetwater Kiwanis Club for the Christmas parade. And Sweetwater Utility Board paid $9,256 for our monthly stormwater payment. Nothing significant on page 3. Page 4, we made a payment to First Tennessee Bank, which is our annual interest payment on the TML bond, $14,268.54. Towards the middle of that page, fuel man charges for September, including the Board of Ed, $9,432.76. And of course, the Board of Ed reimburses their portion. Further down that page, $1,800 was paid for some tree service to Larry Miller. Nothing significant on page 5. In State Street Aid, we made 2 payments towards the STP project, the High and Anderson Street sidewalk and repaving. $14,231.77 to Weiser, which is the engineers, and $41,381.23 to Wilson Construction, who's the contractor on the project. Drug Fund, we had made some purchases for Red Ribbon Week, $557.80. You'll see that posted as Journal Entry 102. In the Tourism Fund, several of us attended the World Tourism Conference, which is the conference that we'll be hosting next year. And the credit card charge $3,015.26. That was for that and the Boomers Conference that Cassie attended. Then you'll see a check written to Cassie for $250.94 to reimburse for her meals and mileage expenses. And that's all out of the Tourism Fund. Nothing really significant in Home Grant. In Solid Waste, we paid Waste Connections $21,787.79. Waste services for dumpsters and landfill expenses, $1,791.90. Sandtech, $71.82. And then 2 more payments to Waste Services of Tennessee, $2,318.31 and $996.61. And revenue received in that much was $25,597. Any questions?
motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
In discussion? Any questions? If not, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries. Under public hearing, we will now open a public hearing to take comments on ordinance number 975, which adds a section of harassment to the code title 4. Is anyone here present to make a comment on this? Ordinance number 975. Anybody here? If not, public hearing is now closed. In old business, we have ordinance number 975 on second and final reading. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion of approval for ordinance 975 as submitted.
Any do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Hughes. Commissioner Mosier.
Aye.
Commissioner Richardson.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Stockton.
Motion carries. We've reviewed the policies for several months on the comprehensive policy regarding the use of property owned by the city of Sweetwater. We discussed this in length at our last workshop, and I think we could pretty well got things worked out. Is there a motion to adopt this policy?
Make that motion to adopt these policies as submitted.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries. Under new business, under the workshop, we discussed the record rotation policy to make sure everybody was in compliance that was in the record business, that did business with the city of Sweetwater. I asked Eddie if he and Commissioner Stockton would check this out to make sure everybody is in compliance at this time. Mr. Stockton, what was your finding?
And so far that we find that they're all in compliance with Sweetwater Police Department.
Okay. We don't need a vote on that, so, and Eddie, I would like to ask you to kind of review this out, and make sure that ever so often, periodically, that everybody is in compliance. That way we won't have, squabbling. Okay. Commissioner Stockton, do you have a recommendation on the agenda for an auxiliary officer?
We've got an auxiliary officer that we're gonna put on, what's his first name?
Tyler.
I can't never think of his name. Tyler Blankenship. He's a Sweetwater guy, plays Sweetwater sports, good person, and we want to put him on as auxiliary policeman.
You gonna put him on the auxiliary full time?
Auxiliary.
Okay. Is everybody okay with that? We don't need to vote on that, I don't think, just everybody approve that. All right. Quarterly financial report. Jessica?
Well, it's kind of a boring report this time of year. There's not much in the first quarter. I gave you in your packets the revenue highlights. We've collected around 10% of our total revenues to date, which is typical for this time of year. This report ended 9/30/19, so it doesn't include any property taxes yet, but those, of course, have started coming in now. Our expenditures to date are 27.75%, which also is typical. A lot of our insurance policies, we pay in full up front at the beginning of the year, so that's a pretty good chunk to pay right off the bat. Sales tax, these last couple months would have been the first couple months that we had without Fred's store reflected on there, and that is a fairly good-sized business to us. We didn't notice a decline, so the sales tax is still performing as projected, but obviously anytime you have a box store close, you are declining, so it's just that there's growth in other areas that kind of offset that. We have a couple of prospects. Chuck's been working with a couple of people about filling that store, so we're hopeful that we'll get it filled. They do still have a lease on it, so they're not in a huge rush since they're still getting rent on it. But now that Fred's has filed bankruptcy, we got the official bankruptcy statements in this week from them. So hopefully that'll push it along a little bit more and we'll be able to fill that vacancy a little better. But sales tax is still right on track where it should be for the first quarter. Tourism fund, occupancy tax came in higher than expected, probably because we didn't have any numbers to estimate on the McMinn County Hotel, which is the Holiday Inn, which has turned out to be the biggest performing hotel. So that's about 30% higher than what was originally estimated and what we expected to come in, so that's been good news. There's not been any major expenditure variations at this point. Even with the PD's expansion project and SUV moving out, so far there hasn't been any shocks or anything about that, so they have stayed way under budget on that so far. I can't think of anything else that's come in that has really surprised us yet. Our insurance is pretty much renewed at the same rate as last year, so we were lucky there also. Any questions? There's a line item detail. It looks a little different than it did last year because the state, of course, gave us that new budget worksheet to work off of. So you actually have 3 more columns in addition to what you're used to seeing. But if you have any questions about it, or if you would like for this to be formatted in any other way to make it easier to read, let me know. We can also just print you reports from the computer so that you can see what hits all these numbers. But so far, everything seems to be right on track for this time of year. Hopefully the next report will have a lot more revenue to show.
Any comments, any questions? Thank you, Jessica. Anything else come before the board as far as business? A few announcements here. We've got an invitation for our local Veterans Day program on Monday, November the 11th. And unfortunately, junior highs and high school is at the same time, 9 o'clock, 9 till 10. So usually most of us, I think, go to high school, so you've got a choice if you want to go to either one of them. That's on Monday. Then Saturday, the VFW will host a salute to the troops at 1 o'clock. It's going to be different this year. We're not going to have no Veterans Day parade. It's going to leave from Madisonville, Main Street, 322, down Main Street to the VFW for a short ceremony. There will not be a ceremony at the gazebo this year. And elected officials are requested to be there about 1:30 or 1:45 to be there when the parade comes from Madisonville. Wednesday, we will have free training to any business in Sweetwater. This month, it is on social media's best practices. You can call City Hall for more information. Finally, we often cancel the November and December workshops because a little's going on. Anybody have any thoughts on that unless we have business come up? And right now it looks like we won't have any pressing business. Everybody good with maybe canceling the November and December workshop? Busy time of the year, so that's okay with everybody, right? Okay. If anything does come up, we'll give you plenty of time to let you know. Anything else? Cassie, you got anything that you want to going on? Nothing? Well, that's unusual.
Oh, yeah. We have Small Town Christmas, November the 30th. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so please come. And shop small that day. Does anybody have any questions for me?
What time's that gonna be?
In the morning. Just come to Main Street and shop and play that whole entire day.
Okay.
Just from till the sun comes up until the sun goes down.
All righty. Anything else?
No, Not at this time.
All right, sit down. Thank you, ladies from Willow Creek, for being here. We've been missing you. Thank you for being here back with us, girls. Miss Kyle and Miss Williams. We've been missing you too. Good to see you. If nothing else, we are adjourned.